this AI is pretty interesting. It's called VMem, and this is a video generator that can create 3D worlds that are consistent. Now, I featured a ton of these 3D world generators on my channel before, but for almost all of them, they don't actually remember the scene. In other words, as you can see from this video in the middle, if you walk forward in the 3D world for a few steps and then walk back again, the scene could be completely different because it doesn't actually remember the scene from before. But this new AI, VMem, is able to solve this problem. So this takes in an input image to use as the first frame. Plus, you can also control for how you want the camera to move in the scene by specifying key presses. From that, it would generate a video moving through the scene. And even if you walk backwards, everything remains consistent with the previous frames. So here's yet another example. Notice that without this VMem, then the AI doesn't actually remember what was in the previous frames. So it could not get these Chinese signs correct. But after VMem, it's able to remember what the scene actually looked like and regenerate it pretty well. Here is yet another example. So notice that if we pan to the right and then pan back left, VMem was able to accurately recreate this temple in the original image. Whereas if we don't have VMem, then it totally messes up the scene. Really quickly, here's the architecture behind it. So they used a special type of memory called Surfel-Indexed Memory, which basically stores past video frames and their corresponding 3D geometry. This memory is used to generate new frames that are consistent with the past frames. It's like the AI remembers the entire scene. So if we decide to move back to a previous angle or perspective, it's able to recreate that very well. Anyways, if you scroll up to the top of the page, they've actually released a free Hugging Face space for you to try this out online. So you can upload an image to use as the starting frame or choose from one of their examples. So let's try this living room. And then over here is where you can select how to move in the 3D scene. Let's get it to veer to the left for 20 degrees. And here is our result. So note that it only generates 5 frames like this, but you can always repeat this step again and again to generate a longer video. In addition to the Hugging Face space, they've also released the models and all the code for you to use locally. So if you click on this GitHub repo, it contains all the instructions on how to download and run this locally on your computer. So if you're interested in reading further, I'll link to this main page in the description below.